What if I told you that there are crops that you can grow that will feed you for months? Self and Mrs. W like to call these our staples. So today, we're going to take a look at those 9 vegetables that we grow that we call our staple crops. Staple crop for myself and Mrs. W is either something that we want to harvest at a particular time of year when there's very little else to eat in the garden. It's also something that we can succession sow so that we get multiple harvests from one particular crop. A staple crop for us also means that we don't need to do anything in particular to it, like freezing or using a preserving pan to preserve it. It will stay in the garden or in our shed where we can just call on it any time we want to use it. I always think of Leeks as the garden warrior. They stand here nice and tall, guarding the garden. Actually, they take the place of the sunflowers because I always think of those as garden warriors too. When I want to harvest these, I just use the fork just to rock them gently back and forth so that I can get the leek out because it's buried somewhere up to here. And the beauty about these is that they stand here all winter long. But leeks are extremely versatile. Depending on when you sow them, you could be harvesting them anywhere between late August and next April. Many of you have asked us about a seed to table video on growing leeks. So do look out for that because it will actually follow this next video. It's our next one to go out. And you'll get all of the information you need to be able to grow leeks just like this. We had a really good haul of squash this year. These have just been finishing curing up here. They're now ready to go down into our kitchen. And the reason why these are on our list of staples is that it's mid-November now that you're watching this. And now that these are fully cured, we could still be eating this next May or June. In fact, we ate our last butternut. What was it? July, was it, Mrs. W?
July.
Yeah, July, wasn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
That we harvested October the previous year.
These grow really well in a UK climate. As long as you sow them at the right time, you'll get your harvest round about late September through to the end of October. I can't ever remember, Mrs. W, a gardening season where we haven't had a squash harvest.
No, sometimes you get better crops than others, but you always get a crop.
Most definitely, most definitely. But yeah, these provide great food and we roast these sometimes, don't we?
Yeah, roast them. I like them just put in the oven with scoop the seeds out, put a big dollop of garlic butter in the middle and roast it in there and eat it like a jacket potato. Lovely.
And they make fantastic soups too,
They
don't
do,
they?
yes, yeah.
We could never do without purple sprouting broccoli. Remember at the beginning of the video, I said one of the criteria for our staples was things that harvest at a particular time. This falls right into that criteria. We have it available from late December through to April of the following year. These plants produce for about 6 to 8 weeks. Just keep giving you more and more harvest. All you need to do is to keep on top of the harvesting. Cabbages are one of the easiest brassicas of all to grow. And the thing I like about them more than anything else is that apart from the June and July harvest, for the rest of the year, autumn, winter, and spring, cabbages will hold in the ground until you need them. They won't rise to flower, and they won't go over, and especially the ones in the autumn and winter, the cooler weather acts like a larder, a fridge. It keeps them nice and fresh. Of course, to get all of these wonderful harvests, you have to sow the seed at the right time. And myself and Mrs. W have made this very easy we produced a seed sowing calendar. There's a link in the description and in the pinned comment that I will leave. So if you haven't got yourself a copy of that yet, why not click on that link and grab yourself a copy today? The next two vegetables are particular favourites of myself and Mrs. W. They seem to have gone out of fashion a bit and people don't seem to grow them so much. But actually, good old humble Swede, they store for a long, long time. They really do. All you need to do is twist the leaves off, keep them in your garage or a cellar. We tend to keep them like we do our carrots. We put them into a bag, just tie it off so the air can't get to it, and we keep it in a fridge. And they last for, well, 2 or 3 months, really, don't they? They're available for you to use.
We don't very often have them for that long. I like them too much.
And the other one, which is another root vegetable, is parsnip. Now, we're no dig, so I don't dig anything up. I don't get a spade out, I don't get a fork, and I don't turn the soil over. Here is clay soil, quite heavy clay soil. That's what our soil profile is like. And we've always grown parsnips, but what we can't do is get them out of the ground because the clay just either rots them, or during the summer months when they're trying to grow, it's so rock hard that they just can't grow and get to any size. But with the new dig, I think this is loosened up, Mrs. W. Oh,
well, look at that.
there we are.
And you just use the fork to loosen it, really, don't you? You don't actually dig it.
No, I'm just loosening around the sides of it so that I can actually pull it out. But that is a glorious, glorious parsnip. For the purposes of this video, I wanted to harvest this to show you. But actually, I won't harvest any more, probably until December now, because I want the first frost to hit them. I know Mrs. W wants one of these for tomorrow.
Yes.
But I always like to let them get a bit of frost on them. Sweetens them up just that little bit more. Kale is an absolute staple of the garden. It sits there all year. You just pick the leaves as and when you want them. We have plants dotted about in various places in our no-dig Norfolk garden. We favour the Toscanero type that you can see here and the dwarf curly kaled. All you need to do is to come along and pick your leaves as and when you want them. Just remember to never, ever strip the plant. Pick the oldest leaves first, and as you can see here in the middle, it just keeps throwing new leaves up. Broad beans are one of the earliest crops to harvest because we sowed these right at the very end of October, and they'll go out into their final growing positions mid to late November. They will give us a harvest from May. Carrots are a real mainstay of our no-dig Norfolk garden. If you get your sowing times right, you can be eating fresh carrots for the majority of the year. These ones here, we sowed these in June, mid-June, in fact, round about midsummer, and they're giving us a harvest now. Next door to this raised bed is another that we sowed some 2 to 3 weeks later, right at the beginning of July. They'll continue to give us harvests all the way through into the new year. Carrots are fine outside unless you get really, really harsh winters for most of us here in the UK. Carrots can just happily sit here. All you need to do is to remember to keep an eye on the weather forecast. If it's going to freeze that night and you want carrots for the following day, then you need to harvest them before that frost happens. Otherwise, you won't get them out of the ground. We have some tubs that are in our polytunnel. Those carrots are a little bit behind these ones, but they do have carrots there, and they will give us carrots during January, February, and March. Next, I want to talk about 2 members of the allium family. We grow all of the onions that we need to eat here in this no-dig Norfolk garden. Also, our garlic. Well, the onions, they add flavour and texture to the majority of recipes that we actually cook. As for the garlic, well, We certainly wouldn't want to be without that. That is such an amazing flavour. And when you grow your own garlic, it has even more of a depth of flavour. Last of all, potatoes. We grow lots of potatoes. These days we tend to grow ours in containers, in 30-litre containers. We find that easier for us to actually store, and it enables us to grow more of the plants in our outdoor plots that are more expensive for us to purchase if we needed to go to the grocers. I used to get bigger potatoes when they were grown in the open beds, but you can't have everything. What I would say is that if you want decent-sized potatoes, go for a secondary, something like Charlotte. That's what myself and Mrs. W do a lot of the time. They grow actually to a decent size within containers, and they're one of those potatoes that store really, really well. They are our 9 vegetable staples. They are grown here in our no-dig Norfolk garden year after year after year. You can always get meals from them. They can be used as standalone vegetables. And of course, we have things that can really flavour the meals that we are cooking. Mixed in with all of that, of course, is everything else that we grow. So overall, we have lots that we can harvest from this no-dig Norfolk garden. If you like this video, do leave us a thumbs up. And do leave us your comments. Let us know what your staples are. They might be a bit different from ours. Most people think there's not much you can be sowing. But actually, there are 1 or 2 things that you could be sowing during the month of November. If you want to know what they are, then why not take a look at this video next.